The Mouse Who Wanted to Fly. Once upon a time, in the rolling fields and whispering woods at the edge of a bustling American town, there lived a small, curious mouse named Milo. Milo was not like the other mice in his family. While his brothers and sisters scurried for crumbs and played hide and seek in the tall grass, Milo would stare up at the vast, endless sky, his heart fluttering with dreams as wide as the clouds themselves. Milo's favourite spot was the old oak tree at the centre of the meadow. Its great branches stretched toward the heavens, and from its roots, Milo could see the blue sky, dotted with drifting white clouds and soaring birds. Every day, he watched the robins, blue jays and sparrows as they took flight, wings flapping, bodies gliding gracefully through the air. He marvelled at how they swooped and looped, singing their joyful songs as they danced on the wind. "Oh, how I wish I could fly like the birds," Milo would sigh, his tiny paws pressed to his cheeks, eyes sparkling with longing. "If only I had wings, I could see the world from above, feel the breeze rush past my whiskers, and touch the clouds." One day, as the sun rose in a golden haze, Milo's older sister, Molly, found him at the foot of the oak tree, gazing at the sky as usual. She nudged him with her nose and said, "Milo, why do you always dream of flying? We're mice. We scurry and nibble and burrow. That's what mice do best." "But Molly," Milo replied, "what if there's more to life than burrowing and nibbling? What if I could find a way to fly?" Molly shook her head with a gentle laugh. "Silly Milo, you'll never have wings, but you can always imagine." Milo smiled, but deep inside, he wondered if he could make his dream real. That night, as the stars blinked awake, Milo couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned in his cozy nest, thoughts swirling like leaves in the wind. Finally, he whispered to himself, "Tomorrow, I'll find a way. I'll do whatever it takes to soar through the sky." With a heart full of hope, Milo set out the next morning on his grand adventure. He scampered past the vegetable garden, through the tall grass, and up to the pond where the dragonflies buzzed and darted. Along the way, he met his friend Bella the butterfly, perched on a daisy, her wings shimmering in the sunlight.
"Bella," Milo called, "can you teach me how to fly?"
Bella fluttered her delicate wings and landed beside him. "Oh, Milo, flying is something I was born to do, but I can tell you what it feels like. It's like the whole world opens up beneath you and the wind carries your worries away." Milo closed his eyes, imagining the sensation. "That sounds wonderful, but how can I do it? I don't have wings like you." Bella thought for a moment, then smiled. "Sometimes you have to look at things differently. Why not ask the birds? They're the best flyers I know." Thanking Bella, Milo hurried to the big willow tree, where a wise old crow named Jasper was perched, preening his shiny black feathers. "Excuse me, Jasper," Milo said politely. "Will you teach me how to fly?" Jasper cocked his head and studied Milo with his bright, curious eyes. "Well now, little mouse, flying is more than just flapping wings. It takes practice, courage, and a bit of luck." "Why do you want to fly anyway?" "I want to see the world from above, to go where I've never gone before," Milo replied earnestly. Jasper let out a caw of laughter. "That's a fine dream, Milo. But mice aren't built for flying. Still, if you're determined, perhaps there's a way." Jasper led Milo to the edge of a hill overlooking the meadow. "Climb onto my back, and I'll take you for a short flight. Hold on tight." With a flutter of wings, Jasper lifted off the ground, Milo clinging to his feathers in awe. The world below shrank until the fields looked like a patchwork quilt, and the river sparkled like a silver ribbon. Milo's heart raced with joy as the wind whistled in his ears and his whiskers trembled. "This is amazing!" Milo squeaked. After a gentle glide, Jasper landed softly on the hilltop. Milo tumbled off, dizzy but exhilarated. "Thank you, Jasper. That was the most wonderful thing I've ever experienced." Jasper nodded. "Remember this feeling, Milo. Even if you can't fly on your own, you can always find a way to see the world from a new perspective." As the days passed, Milo tried everything he could think of to fly. He fashioned wings out of leaves and twigs, leapt from tree branches with makeshift parachutes, and even tried catching the wind with a paper kite. Each attempt ended in a tumble or a giggle, but Milo never gave up. One afternoon, as Milo rested beneath the shade of the oak tree, he heard a strange buzzing sound. Looking up, he saw a cluster of bees struggling to lift a heavy flower back to their hive.
Can I help? Milo called.
The bees, grateful for any assistance, nodded eagerly. Milo scampered over and nudged the flower with all his might, helping the bees carry it up the trunk to the hive. "Thank you, Milo," the queen bee said, her wings humming. "You're very brave and helpful. Is there anything we can do for you in return?" Milo's eyes widened with hope. "Actually, I have a wish. I want to fly." The bees buzzed among themselves. Then the queen smiled. "We can't give you wings, but we can help you soar for a little while." Working together, the bees fashioned a harness from silk and flower petals. Milo climbed in, and with a mighty effort, the bees lifted him gently into the air. Up he went, higher and higher, until the world below looked like a toy village. Milo laughed with delight as the bees carried him in a slow, looping circle above the meadow. He waved to his friends below and marveled at the beauty all around him. When the bees finally brought him back to the ground, Milo's heart was full to bursting. He thanked the bees and ran home to share his adventure. That night, as he snuggled into his warm nest, Milo thought about all he had learned. He realized that flying wasn't just about having wings. It was about believing in yourself, asking for help, and seeing the world with new eyes. From that day on, Milo never stopped dreaming. He explored every corner of the meadow, made friends with creatures big and small, and always looked for ways to help others. And though he never grew wings, Milo's heart soared higher than he ever imagined. Whenever he saw a bird take flight, he smiled, remembering the feeling of the wind and the kindness of friends. And in his own way, Milo the mouse had truly learned how to fly. And so, in the golden fields and whispering woods, Milo's story became a legend. A tale of bravery, friendship, and the magic of dreaming big. Now, if you ever find yourself gazing up at the sky, wishing you could fly, remember Milo the mouse. With a little courage, a lot of heart, and good friends by your side, there's nothing you can't do. And who knows, maybe your dreams will take you higher than you ever thought possible. The end. But wait, dear listener, Milo's adventures didn't stop there. For in the days and weeks that followed, Milo's story inspired all the animals of the meadow. The rabbits began to leap higher, the turtles ventured farther, and even the shyest chipmunks dared to explore new places. Milo's courage had shown them that dreams, no matter how big or small, were worth chasing. One bright spring morning, as dew glistened on the grass, the meadow animals gathered beneath the oak tree for a special meeting. The wise old owl, Professor Hoots, called everyone to order. "Friends," he began, his deep voice echoing through the branches, "we are here to celebrate Milo, the mouse who dreamed of flying and showed us all the power of believing in ourselves." The crowd cheered, and Milo blushed beneath his brown fur. The owl continued, "But let us not stop here. Let us make this a place where every dream can take flight. No matter who you are or what you wish for, there is magic in trying, in helping, and in never giving up." From that day on, the meadow became a land of adventure and discovery. The animals worked together, building bridges across the stream, planting new flowers, and even creating a playground with swings made from vines and leaves. Whenever someone had a dream, no matter how wild or whimsical, the others cheered them on, offering help and encouragement. Milo became the meadow's chief explorer. He mapped out secret tunnels, discovered hidden berry patches, and found cozy nooks perfect for story time. Whenever a new friend arrived, a shy hedgehog, a lost kitten, or a bashful squirrel, Milo was the first to greet them with a smile and a tale of his flying adventures. One afternoon, a group of ducklings waddled into the meadow, quacking excitedly. They had seen Milo's flight with the bees and wanted to learn how to soar even higher.
"Can you help us, Milo?" they asked.
Milo nodded, his eyes twinkling. "Of course, Let's build a launching ramp by the pond. We'll practice jumping and gliding together." With Milo's guidance, the ducklings learned to flap their wings and take brave little leaps from the shore. Soon, they were gliding across the water, cheered on by all their friends. As the seasons changed, Milo and his companions discovered new wonders. In the summer, they watched fireflies light up the night like tiny lanterns. In the fall, they raced through swirling leaves and gathered acorns for winter. And when snow blanketed the meadow, they built tunnels and forts, sharing stories by the glow of moonlight. Through it all, Milo never stopped dreaming. He still gazed at the sky, imagining what it would be like to soar with the eagles or dance with the clouds. But he knew now that the real magic was in the friends he'd made, the adventures they shared, and the courage they found together. And so, the tale of Milo, the mouse who wanted to fly, became a cherished story in the meadow, passed down from one generation to the next. Parents told it to their little ones as they cuddled in their nests, whispering, "Remember, you can do anything you set your mind to," just like Milo. And as the stars twinkled overhead, Milo's spirit of adventure lived on, inspiring dreamers everywhere to reach for the sky. And that, dear listener, is the story of the mouse who wanted to fly, a story of hope, friendship, and the joy of chasing your dreams, no matter how impossible they may seem. So close your eyes, let your imagination soar, and remember, the world is full of wonders, just waiting for you to explore. Good night and dream big.